The Mack Extreme Spinner is dead. Hold on, wait a minute. Why would a marketable, smooth coaster that will be enjoyed by a lot of people at a park just kind of die out? Well, there are multiple good reasons why the Mack Extreme Spinner is dead. And I'm going to tell you about it. So, why is the Mack Extreme Spinner dead? Well, let's find out. When the Mack Extreme Spinner first came out, there was a lot of hype surrounding this coaster model. And the first Mack Extreme Spinner to open up was received pretty well. Time Traveler at Silver City opened in 2018, but we had to wait 3 more years for Ride of Happiness, the second of its kind, to be built. And that is a little odd. It's rare to see a new coaster model like this go 3 years between installments. And since Ride of Happiness opened up in 2021, we haven't seen a Mack Extreme Spinner since then. And the future does not look bright for this coaster model. So I'm going to be explaining to you why the Mack Extreme Spinner is dying out. Starting off with the ride experience that the Mack Extreme Spinner provides. As you most likely guessed, the Mack Extreme Spinning Coaster spins. And honestly, that's probably the biggest problem with this coaster model. You see, a lot of people who visit amusement parks don't really want to spin, because spinning can make them nauseous. And this isn't your standard Gerstlauer spinning coaster. That's a family coaster that's not intense or anything, and the spinning is manageable. A Mack Extreme Spinner is a thrill coaster, and there is a lot of spinning involved. So right off the bat, we have a problem. When a theme park builds a Mack Extreme Spinner, you're alienating probably over half of your guests because they do not want to spin, which all contributes to a lower return on investment. Hence why some parks are choosing to avoid the Mack Extreme Spinner. And from a business perspective, this really does make sense. Why would you build a coaster model that only about half of the guests in your park will actually want to ride, when you could build, per se, a B&M Hyper or something along those lines that most people in the park would actually want to ride and enjoy? And this is probably the reason why theme parks are avoiding this coaster model. Hence why it is starting to die out. Now, this coaster model isn't dead completely yet. But if this coaster model continues not to sell well, I could see Mack choosing to just scrap the model altogether. Because why would they offer a coaster model that no one is buying? Okay, so we know that spinning is an issue for this coaster model. Why else are parks avoiding this, and why is this dying out? Another issue with this coaster model is the price tag. Mack Extreme Spinners are incredibly expensive. Time Traveler at Silver City, which is the coaster I'm showing you now, cost a whopping 26 million USD. The crazy thing is that coaster only had 3,000 feet of track. For that same $26 million price tag, you can get a massive B&M Hyper, which will be incredibly popular and everyone will enjoy. Or you could even probably get a large-scale intimate multi-launch coaster for the same price tag. With the potential economic recession in the near future, parks are not wanting to spend $25+ million on a roller coaster right now. And this coaster model is simply too expensive right now. Hence why theme parks are avoiding it. An additional issue with the Mack Extreme Spinner is the rider capacity, because the capacity on this coaster model is not great. For example, Time Traveler at Silver City operates with 3 4-car trains that can only seat 16 riders per train. So basically these trains are half the size of a B&M Hypers. And as always, theme parks want high capacity attractions. And the capacity of the Mack Extreme Spinner is just not great, which further deters parks from wanting to build one of these coaster models. Now, there are definitely some benefits for this coaster model. For instance, this coaster model is extremely marketable. These coaster types look amazing, and I haven't had the chance to ride one of these, but I really want to. And I imagine the ride experience is truly incredible. It is something that you cannot get anywhere else. It's hard to find a coaster that combines launches, inversions, and spinning. It puts it all into an ultra smooth package that is super enjoyable to ride. Not to mention the 90-degree drop out of the station. This drop looks absolutely insane. And honestly, I would ride that coaster just for the spinning drop. And I'm sure a lot of you would too. And I'm sure the spinning launches are no joke too. But are all of these benefits worth the $26 million price tag? I think for most parks, probably not. I just think this coaster model has too many drawbacks to justify its $26 million price tag. And remember, that was back in 2018. This coaster probably would cost over $30 million today, which is about what it costs to build the massive B&M Giga Coaster Orion at Kings Island. So this single spinning coaster that is a third of the height of this Giga Coaster costs almost the same amount of money. So this coaster model definitely has some benefits, but I'm not done with the drawbacks yet. The price tag also alienates some smaller independent parks. Not every theme park can spend $25+ million on an attraction. Take, for instance, like Holiday World. They can spend probably $15-ish million at most, but they simply can't afford $25+ million. And as I said earlier, a lot of chains just don't want to spend that money right now, especially at their mid-tier sized park. Sure, would they like to spend it at Cedar Point maybe? Yes, but there's only so many massive parks out there. And there are a whole lot more smaller to medium-sized parks. And they just simply can't afford this type of attraction. And with all of this taken into account, the last drawback of this coaster model is that there are simply better options, especially for the type of money you would have to spend to get one of the coasters. At that price point, you could probably get an RMC hybrid at around the same size and scale of Steel Vengeance. And Steel Vengeance is wildly popular. It is an absolutely massive attraction. And it's even double the length and height of Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. And honestly, if you're already spending so much money, you might as well go with a hyper coaster, or, as I said earlier, an Intamin multi-launch coaster. And as I said earlier, if you're already alienating half of your guests because it spins, you should probably just go for an attraction that's going to be more popular with everyone who visits the park. Because theme parks are businesses, and they want to make the best investments they can to get the best return on investment possible. And there are a ton of coaster models that are unfortunately going to do a better job than a Mack Extreme Spinner. And I truly hope I am wrong, because the Mack Extreme Spinner looks to be an incredible ride experience. And I would love to see this coaster model take off and be built at a bunch of parks around the world. I just personally think there are too many drawbacks to justify the price tag of this coaster model. Thus, why this coaster is dying out. If you enjoyed the video, then drop a like, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you want to know why the flying coaster is dying out too, then check out the video on your screen right now. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.